The intent of this video is to give the viewer kind of a glimpse of the inventory, the type and quantity of inventory that we have here at Albrico Classic and Antique Auto Parts. It can't really give you a full view because we've got box after box after box full of parts that have been cleaned, tagged, and bagged, and some of them haven't been opened for 20, 25 years, but they're full, and you'd have to open the boxes to look inside. But it's going to kind of give you an idea of what we've got. And we started this business back in the early 80s by going to a lot of the wrecking yards, the old-time wrecking yards. Those aren't around anymore. Now all you have is the pickup parts, but we went to all the old wrecking yards and the ones that had a lot of the stuff already off the car and wanted to sell in quantity. That's what we got, and I brought back truckloads and truckloads and ended up with thousands and thousands of parts. But now it's time for me to retire, and I figured I could maybe put some of this on a video, and if somebody's interested, after they look at the video, they can come and look and get a good view of what we've got. And the video is kind of broken up into two sections. The first section is the stuff that I got when we first started, most of the lenses, lamp assemblies, and all the goodies, emblems and stuff like that. And then later on, we also branched out into the rust-free desert parts that we've got out at some of the old abandoned mining camps. But anyway, take a look, see at this video. If you like it, give me a call at 805-444-6020, and I can give you an email address that you can either email me and I can send you some more pictures or answer any questions. Anyway, here it is, and enjoy yourself. Bye. This is my shed with a drop ceiling, so we got a bunch of stuff up at the top and at the bottom. But we can start over here, and we got, I think this is a 66 Monaco tailpiece with the reflectors in it. A 70 Lincoln right and left side fender skirts, a 68 Cadillac. Here's a 74 T-Bird complete rear tail assembly with the lights and the backup. Half of a 74 T-Bird. Here's a 65 Lincoln, half of a grill. There's a right side grill for a 55, 56 Dodge. Here's the tail light, both the tail lights for looks like a 60 Lincoln. Oh, here's some really nice. Here's some real nice grill parts for a 51 Lincoln. Really nice chrome. Here's the there's the parking lights for it. Here's a Thunderbird headlight bucket. These are pretty much all marked, and these are all full. This is mostly the Ford and American Motors section, but this whole shed is full of this. And then we'll go back and go to the top, and it's interspersed with some bezels and stuff like that. So kind of neat little. You need to get in there to see that.
Sure.
These are all cleaned, tagged with a price tag and bagged. And then once we get this lower section done, we'll do the top section. That way we can separate the two. Even though, like I said, everything in the boxes is cleaned, tagged, and bagged. And it goes all the way back to the back. Up here, these are all complete tail lamp assemblies. And you get some Roadrunner and Challenger. Here's a 65 Mustang California Special, or a 65 T-Bird. Here's some 60 Plymouth tail lamp assemblies. This one doesn't have the tail lamp lens, but I got the lenses. This one here has got the backups and everything with it. You've got, here's some 69 Chargers. More Mopar over here. 76 Duster. Here's some, I don't know what they are. Oh, there we go. 67 Thunderbird. Those are the headlights. fold-away headlights. Here's some of the 64 T-Birds. Here's some 60 T-Birds. There's some more Mopar over here. More Mopar up there. A bunch more Mopar over here. Some more 60 T-Bird. Now here's something that's something. There's some a set of 64 Dodge 880 tail lamp assemblies. There's some 63 Dodge 880 tail lamp assemblies. Those are the top of the line. There's some more. There's a couple boxes of 3 boxes there of taillights, 4 boxes of taillights there in that red box. They're pretty big boxes. Down below, here we change places over here. So we've got some the upper ends for 68 CAD. More of the garnish, window garnishers of 50 Lincoln. Got a bunch of 50 Lincoln stuff. Looks like a 38 GMC dash, a 37 Dodge steel dash. What's this here? Don't know what that is. I'd have to take that out to look and see what that is. Oh, it's got to be for 38 to 37, 38 GM truck because it's got the wood. No, it's got to be 36 because they quit using wood in 37. So back over there, it looks like a 41, another 41 to 46 GM truck dash. We go over here. All this bottom row is full of instrument clusters, gauges, so on and so forth. Those 3 big boxes down there. This one here is full of 59 Chevy taillights. Here we got stuff like this over here. It's 58 Buick taillights. This one here is full of 55, 56, 57, and 58 Buick complete taillight assemblies. Some Ford Lincolns. There's some more Buick stuff. Here's a Mopar. Here's some of the Mopar station wagon and 57, 58, 59 are Dodge DeSoto. Here's some of the Chryslers. Here's some Dodge. Here's a 59 DeSoto. Up here, oh, we got some 57 Chryslers. Up there, some AMX. We got some more Buick stuff up there, more AMX. Here's some 69 Chargers. There's some 71 Rivieras. There's some more Mopars, some fender extensions. Here's a 65 Lincoln door panel, left front door panel, complete with everything in it. Here's some Riviera. Okay, here we've got some 62 Imperial stuff, 65 Dodge Polara Monaco. Pretty much the boxes say what's in it, and they're pretty much jam-packed full. Over there, all the way down. Here's over here we got the 39 Plymouth heater, 42 Plymouth. We got some more of the Cadillac. We got the taillight housings for the 68 Cadillac. What's in here? Nothing. Trying to give you an idea what's in some of these boxes. Let's pick one. This one looks like it's here's some nice bezels that, like I say, most stuff I get is out of the desert, so whatever metal is there is really, really in good shape. There's a, what's that? And this stuff here, this is my working stock. This is the stuff that doesn't go to swap meet, so it's been in here and it doesn't get touched, basically. But there's some Ford stuff here. here's a box of Ford stuff right here. A bunch more. A bunch more. It looks like that box has got 52 to 54 in it. The nice thing about the Ford stuff is all aluminum, so it's light. This is some of the older stuff here, but in any event. Now, up here is something of real interest. Up on the top, on the second story, you've got the early 70s, the mid 70s Camaro and Firebird taillights, and those are the ones that went from one side clear across the other, the pretty big taillights. So there's quite a few of those up there. And then you can see the boxes over here. There's all pretty much identified, and you got over there right behind you too. Those are, if you want to get back here, you can kind of show them the size of those boxes, how big they are. And it goes all the way back to the back. So I'll move out of here, and you can kind of get a panoramic view of. Oh, here's some more stuff right here. I'll give you an idea what's in these, and you can see how full these boxes are. They're bulging out. But some of this stuff is 30s and 40s. Most of what I got is 50s and 60s. You know, the 40s was shortened down year with the war. They only did 41 partial year, 42, and then 46 to 49. Stand over here and get a good view of what on both sides, if you can get that side, and then this side over there, that's got a bunch of stuff on that side. Okay, here's a bunch more of the items I got out in the desert, and again, all the stuff that's in these boxes is cleaned, tagged, and bagged, so it's identified, and most of it's got a price tag, some of it doesn't. I quit putting prices on stuff. Anyway, we got some Cadillac Desert stuff. Here's some windshield tilt-up parts. 57. Yeah, I found a 57 Buick out in the desert, and it had just mint chrome. I've got, like I say, it's pretty much all self-explanatory. There's some old Plymouth parts. Here's that windshield tilt-out mechanism that I was telling you about for that 37 International. I've never seen a double, but that's a double. And then back over here, I really don't like to sell reproduction parts, but everything up on this top shelf goes way back to the left where you can't see all the way across. These are all reproduction, and that's reproduction Ford stuff up there. And it's got some other stuff over here. It's some headlight bezels, and you got some Matchbox and Hot Wheels and NASCAR up there. The treasures are over here. This is everything. Over here is all NOS. You got GM, mostly it's GM NOS. You got anywhere from Buick, Malibu, Chevy. There's some Ford NOS. But most of it's GM, Olds, Pontiac, Cadillac. But this is in the old days when I marked everything by hand. Now I use my computer, but it's all NOS over there. And then there's some more NOS stuff. The Mopar NOS is over here. This is all Mopar NOS, except for that air cleaner. It's a used Mopar Fireflight air cleaner. But that's all NOS. And up there on the right-hand side, next to the yellow air cleaner, is a 52 Studebaker NOS deck lid latch and license plate lamp assembly. They were pretty big. Here's some AMC NOS and some independent NOS. And then that's about it. We're going to continue on after I get some of the stuff cleaned up. There's a bunch of, that whole rack there is full of jewelry. We've got the, you know, molding clips. You got the emblems and script, and I don't know if you can get a close-up of that if you need to, but that's, and that there again, that's all tagged and bagged. But it's about 4 deep over there, and it goes all the way to the wall. And then there's stuff in back of that, which I'll, once I clean it out tomorrow, we'll resume, or Sunday we'll resume and get some more of this stuff identified over here. Here we got a couple more boxes of stuff here. We've got a whole box of 39 LaSalle stuff that I found out in the desert out by Amboy. And then another box of 30s and 40s vent window frames and other miscellaneous stuff. You know, while we're here, maybe we can take a look at some of this stuff over here. We've got, over here is some of the 41 to 46 GM truck headlight assemblies. And over here, which you don't see very often, on the other side, you can see their 1930 Nash headlight system with the headlight bar. And then I'm going to shut the garage because you see we got stuff stacked every place. But over here we got some 41 to 49 Mopar top fender mount taillight assemblies. There's some 59 Plymouths, some more of the 49 Plymouth and 49 Chrysler. There's some more, you can see them all over there. Those are the ones that went on top of the fender. Some Chryslers over here, 49 Chryslers. There, in the corner there, are some 79 Charger taillight lenses. Back in over here, we've got some old Mopar, looks like 65 Chryslers. Back in over here, some more of the 59 Plymouth taillight assemblies, those ones that were wraparound. Got a few, got some of this stuff hanging around over here. We got some the steering wheels in there. They're more back over there, but we'll get that all cleaned up for tomorrow. So all right, we're rolling. Now this is the upstairs portion of my 3-car, 2-story garage, and it's where I started collecting my stuff and storing it at first to get it up and out of the way. But I soon ran out of room real quick. But anyway, up here, as you're going to see later, we've got box upon box upon box of lenses and lamp assemblies, bezels and housings, and they're all cleaned, tagged, and bagged. Here's some Chrysler stuff. Here's some Chrysler red glass here. But you can see it's all tagged and bagged, and I don't know what's in here. Here's some Plymouth, some old Plymouth glass. There's a 42 Plymouth, and there's another 42. But anyway, all this stuff is what I did. Is in the early 80s when I first started, I went to all the different parts of California, Arizona, Nevada, southern Nevada actually, and I would at that time they had payphones, and the payphones had yellow pages, and I would go and take the yellow pages that had all the wrecking yards, and I would call all the wrecking yards in there. Maybe if there was, you know, in a large area like maybe Sacramento or Bakersfield or Redding or Phoenix, there might be 60, 70 wrecking yards listed back then, and I would call every one of them to see who had all the stuff already off the car in quantity and wanted to sell in volume, so that way I could get it, you know, get it a good enough deal. And I would, you know, out of the 60 or 70, I'd find 4 or 5 that were that way, and I'd buy 5, 6, 7, 800,000 pieces at a time and bring it home and clean it, tag it, and bag it. That's what you're seeing here. And then It ended up where I first started off with just lenses and bezels, and it soon ended up where I was getting complete assemblies and a lot of other stuff, which you'll see later on when we get downstairs. But over here is a bunch of Pontiac assemblies, and those are tail lamp assemblies from we got some 68 Firebirds, 67 Firebirds, all the way up to some of your Grand Prix and so on and so forth. But from there on over is all Pontiac. There's some stuff up in the rafters that I think there's just some air conditioning stuff. But both sides of this two-story are filled with these boxes, and I've got all parts from the 20s to the early 80s, but most of it is 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. We've got this is all here. I think this is mostly the glass starts over there. We got some Chevrolet here, and I hear the whole box is 68 Chevrolet. Here's El Camino. And over here you got some of your independent glass. There's some Pontiac Firebird over here. That's 73. But what I did as I gathered more and more parts, I had to separate them into different years, and whether they were tail light lenses or backup light lenses or parking light lenses. And that's where you'll see it'll say for instance here we got 56, 57 Ford tails, 51, 52 Ford tails, and so on and so forth. And whoa, almost fell out of here. As we go further on, we get into the Mopar section, which basically, I mean, here's DeSoto. Here's a box of DeSoto. And since DeSoto was a kind of an abbreviated manufacturing unit, I've got both the tail light lenses and the backup light lenses and the parking light lenses in here. And for instance, here's a 57, 58 tail light lens. It's like the lower one, it's a larger one, and there's no price tag on it. Most of the stuff's got price tags on it, so it's clean, tagged, and bagged. And every one of these boxes, almost all of them are full. Here's early Plymouth. You can see it's almost even 49 Plymouth, and there's a 55 Plymouth, a 49 Plymouth station wagon over here. So it's just got, and you see they're all tagged and bagged. And you got price tags on them. I mean, whoever buys it's probably going to want to put their own prices on it, but at least they're identified, and it tells what year, and if it's a right side or a left side. You got more Chryslers. This whole section over here is all Chryslers. Then we got over here, here's some 58 Buick tails, some 61 Cadillac tails, Studebaker, some Darts, AMC, Nash. These are all used lenses and lamp assemblies up here. Good used, originals, no reproduction up here. Over here you got a bunch of Oldsmobile and Buick. There's some also some side marker lenses, some top of the fender turn indicators, but you can see over here there's a bunch more here, and it's double decked. It goes all the way in the back. There's double deck over there too. We got Buick, Pontiac, Oldsmobile. Here's more Cadillac over here. Cadillac seems to be, here's a whole big box of Cadillac. But this is, as I said, where I started storing my stuff. I didn't, at that time in the early 80s, I didn't think I was going to have this much stuff, so I figured up here it'd be up and out of the way, and little did I know I'd be getting 1, 2, 3 more sheds and filling up the whole 3-car garage. But anyway, going back over here, we've got some truck stuff over here. And in here, in this section of the 2-car garage, or 3-car garage, we've got a lot of here. And I'm going to sit down. I've been working all day. You've got your larger tail lamp assemblies, and on this side here is a lot of your Buick Rivieras, the Buick Skylark 65, Buick Skylarks, The great big long ones that go from side to side. Here's some 64 Pontiac GTOs. Back in over here, you get a lot of your Mopars. You can see there's some rather large ones in there. But the whole thing is covered all the way to the back. There's some Imperial down there and some 64 Dodges over here. And it takes up quite a bit of stuff. So that's an old 41 Dodge truck manifold there. There's some 41 Dodge truck stuff in there. Back over on this side, you got some Studebaker stuff, and there's some more Mopar, but that's a bunch of Pontiac over there. You got some 67 Le Mans, some Mopar up there, some Oldsmobile. Here's another 67, I guess 69 GTO, or whatever that one is. And you got more of your Oldsmobile here, more of your Mopar. And these are all complete assemblies here. There's 59 and 60 Cadillac headlight assembly. Cadillac up over here is a 66 Grand Prix grill buff. Looks like some more Cadillac stuff and Oldsmobile stuff. There's some, looks like 70, either 68, 72 Oldsmobile Vista Cruisers. Well, there's some 69 Cadillac taillight assemblies there. More Cadillac down there. Some Oldsmobile Cutlass, 68 Olds Cutlass. Some of your 69 Grand Prix up there, 70 Grand Prix, 71 Grand Prix. And there's probably a whole bunch more up here that we're not going through, but it's getting warm up here with these lights on, so we're gonna go downstairs now. Before we go downstairs, we'll look at a few of these boxes and just here's some 50s Chrysler backups, and that's a whole box. And here's some the early model 5051 backups, and there again they're pretty clean. Tag. There's 58. 58 backup, 58 Chrysler backup. I don't know if it's the right or left side, right hand side. There's 57 Chrysler backup. Anyway, there's all kinds of Chrysler stuff in there. And well, what else we got down here? We've got some early Chrysler parking lot lenses here. Bag is not quite full. But that's kind of an idea of what we've got, and it goes. This is mostly 50s and 60s Chrysler over here. And I'll put this back. Let me look at some of this stuff here. We got some Cadillacs. What do we got there? There's a full box Cadillac in here. 82 Eldorado. Well, here's a 68 Eldorado. There's the front parking for a 70 Eldorado. Little 69 backup. What's in here? Oh, here's all the tail fin lenses, 61 to or 60 to 64 tail fin lenses. They're all cleaned and tagged and identified. So you got Cadillac. Oh, here those are 61 and 63. So that whole box is 61 and 63. Here's 62 and 64, and that whole box is full of Cadillac. Let's see. And I mean, this is only a sample. You see, if you looked in the well, here's some horn buttons and horn rings that I've collected over the years. Down at the bottom there's some vintage, like 40s, 30s, and 40s Buick horn rings. There's just the horn buttons and a lot of the vintage stuff that people are looking for. Well, anyway, this one here looks like it's full. Yeah, it's full of the 61 '61 Cadillac tail and backup light lenses with the ornament on them. Okay, what do we got there? More Cadillac?
Yeah, later, 71.
We got Pontiac over there. We got their Buick to your right. Yeah, see, this is stuff that I stored away before the year 2000. 2000 was when I got my computer. Then I started making labels for them. So you'll see some of the other boxes that I've got has got a computer generated label that I taped on it, and makes it look a little bit more, makes it nicer. Because after I ran out of room in my 2-story, 3-car garage, I had to build some sheds, and here's one of them. And it's a shed with a dropped ceiling, so that way I can have stuff on top and stuff on the bottom. And as you can see, it's kind of a continuation of how the stuff was boxed upstairs in the 3-car garage. Again, this was all done prior to the year 2000 because it's got all the old writing on it. But up there you got some Chevy, 60 Chevy truck hood inserts. Here's some 50 or 39 Plymouth headlight buckets. Got some 60 Pontiac backup lenses up there, backup assembly I should say. Some 62 Buicks, and as you can see, we've got just a number of different. Here's a box of Pontiac. Oh, here's those 66 Tempest. It's like a jam-packed full. Here's some 52 Chryslers. I got 2 of those. There's some 63 Imperials. But here's some 41 and 49 Buick. Let's see what's in here. Oh! You got some of your older Buicks there. Those are the big assemblies. All up here is all the assemblies. Inside the garage is just the lenses. These are all assemblies here. There's more. What do we got here? Yeah, we got the Buick park and backup lenses. 41 to 49 Cadillac backup lenses. Okay, and that one there, you got the fronts and the backs. We've got some 41s here. That's 41. Oh, what is this here? 46 Cadillac. Oh, okay, there we go. So you can see we've got all kinds of different now. Over here is a lot of the glass assemblies. What says here? DeSoto glass taillight assemblies. There's some Buick, Chrysler, 40 to 48 Chrysler, DeSotos, all glass. There's some 55 DeSotos, those are not glass. There's some Buick glass. Oh, there's something I must have got tired of going in here trying to find stuff. So I put some new tags on these. Got Buick glass, Oldsmobile glass. So General Motors stopped using glass for their cars in about 41, I think. So these have got to be older than that. This is just oddball stuff in here. I ran out of room. I started putting some of the stuff I got from the desert. It looks like we got some Dodge truck stuff in there. 40s and 50s Dodge truck. Here we got a whole box of trim clips. And then we got some Mopar or Ford bezels. Now, over here, behind these boxes here, it's all like this. And from about the start of this box over here over to here, this is all reproduction stuff. Stuff I really don't like to sell, but I've got it. But some people like reproduction. But I've got all these boxes here. Or this is from up here, down there, and back of these boxes, I should say. And over, well, here, let me just pull these boxes away. Hopefully I don't drop anything. You can see there's some more down there. Those are all the NORS boxes. There's some more of those Chrysler. There's a 52 Chrysler. That other one over there was a 54 Chrysler. Desert tin. While we're over there, let's kind of take a look and see what we've got. There's some 50 Lincoln door sills, 60 Cadillac hood lip, and here's some of the window garnishes I got when I was out there. So much for that. Got some window garnish there. This whole thing in the back there is all window garnish. Looks like here's a box of window and door regulators. There in that big tall box over there. There's some door latches here that fell on the ground. Did you get a picture of this, Greg?
Yeah.
Back in behind Greg is on the ground. All these boxes here are full of headlight lenses, the glass headlight lenses from the 20s, 30s. They stopped using those, I think, in the 40s, but you get the right ways, the multi-beams, and so on and so forth. But all those are full of headlight lenses. All headlight lenses over here. These looks like, here we got like a 63 Corvair dash, some old 40s dash. This is some of the stuff. In the year 2005, I started going on the desert, and I couldn't pass up some of that solid rust-free sheet metal that was out there. So whenever I found a car out in the desert, I stripped whatever I could off of it. Oh, here's looks like a 41 Buick. No, it's a 46 Buick, the convertible. Those are that's the trunk lock latches. So that 46 to 48 Buick convertible. Some of the other stuff from that. And again, as I said earlier in the video, I would, this stuff here, when I put it home, I would sand it and put a coat of paint on it so when you're touching it and going through it, you're not going to get any fits through. Those would be a parking light assembly. We got here 63 Corvair. Looks like it's pretty nice too. But you kind of get an idea of what we've got in here. There's some old fender-mounted parking light lenses up over here. Looks like it's from the 30s and 40s. I think there's some early Chryslers over there. We've got some Fords over here. So basically, you got with this is the reproduction stuff. From there on over, the rest of it is assemblies that are clean, tagged, bagged. And these again are assemblies over here on this side. Now upstairs, there's a lot of headlamp bezels. There's instrument clusters, clocks, and Greg is tall enough. I think he can probably get that thing over the top there so you can see what we've got. But I purposely made the ceiling in this shed lower so that way I could take advantage of storage up on the top and still have stuff to where I could reach at the bottom, and then if I needed to get on a ladder to get upstairs. But there's a lot of headlamp bezels up there, clocks, instrument clusters, so on and so forth. And there's a double row back here. Oh, here's something that's kind of neat. These are from an old, probably in the brass era cars. Well, you can see the brass. They're the what you call it, the running boards off a brass area. Probably 1909, 1910, 1911. Oh, there's a tail panel for a 64 Grand Prix. I don't know if you can see that. There's a padded dash for a 54 Chrysler. Now here's a box of grill parts for 46 to 48 Plymouth. Now, the grill is in the back where we showed you where all that stainless is, someplace back there. But the other grill parts are holding it together, and some of the oddball parts are in here. So anyway, that's it for this shed. This is number 2 shed. This is the second one I had to build when I ran out of room. I got the other shed that's got some of the large assemblies on the other side of the house. This is on the west side of the house here. Here's I said that was a 52 Chrysler before, but it's not. It's a 54 Chrysler. Okay, here's some other stuff here. What do we got there? A 38 Rio hood hinges and springs. Some more, there's some Cadillac wind wings. All right, now, after I filled up that shed, I still had more stuff. Well, actually, I kept going for several years. I went through all the wrecking yards throughout all of California, southern Nevada, and Arizona, and I would just keep bringing back this stuff, and I'd buy stuff from wrecking yards as well. But what this is an addition to that other shed, so it's nailed up against it, but it gives me enough room to double stack some of my other parts in here. And over here, this whole row here is full of bezels. And then we got some door handles and window cranks. Up in here, you can't see it, but there's a complete 56 Buick Roadmaster grill. Actually, it's complete with the large grill emblem in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's up there. The old Jaguar grill. A lot of these 49 Mopar trunk light or deck lid lamp that had the brake light or stop lights, license plate light, backup light, and sometimes, as in the case of that, that's the DeSoto, and that had the part for the license plate surround. Oh, there's the grill up there. Anyway, these are all filled with bezels, lamp housings and bases. No lenses in those, they're just bezels. I learned not to throw anything away in this business because they don't make it anymore. And anyway, so these, I'll give you an example of what this is. These are 60s GM bezels. There's a 71 Monte Carlo there, some 66 Malibu, some other stuff over there. There's 30s to 50s Chevy and Olds non-round bezels. These I got, you can see I end up starting with writing back, before 2000. Then I got tired of going through and not knowing where stuff was, so we put the computer labels on them. They're not computer labels, but I just typed it up and taped it on there. But here's 40s and 50s GM small bezels. And these are a lot of your, they're all tagged, and there's a 59 Olds backup lamp bezel. Another one. What's this here? 52 Olds, 98, 53 Olds backup lamp lens. What's this here? That's Corvair, the backup delete. 53 Chevrolet. There's 53 Olds backup lamp delete. You don't see those very often.
Anyway, you can see this almost pretty much stuff's about here, 60s to 90s Cadillac. Here's some escutcheons. There's a whole box of escutcheons. Escutcheons, those are the things that go between the door panels and the window cranks. But those are some of the from the 40s and 50s. There's some steel ones and plastic ones and so on and so forth. Okay. Anyway, it goes on through, and then we got some Mopar. These are all Mopars. We got a motor, and we got Mopars there in the back. I got some NOS Mopar window cranks and door handles up there. Oh. What do we got here? We're gonna be able to shut that. Okay, here's the large Mopar bezels, and some of the smaller ones, 30s to the 50s Mopar, medium. Anyway, there's some more stuff back there. These are all bezels here. We got Studebaker, Packard, Kaiser, Fraser, Fomoco, Cadillac. There's some 4950s Buick. Now, back over here, that whole back row has got your window cranks and door handles, interior and exterior. It's separated into round shank, which is most of your all your GM and some of your AMC. The square shank, which is your early Ford and Chryslers before they went to the round shaft splines. But all those, there's some Studebaker stuff over there. There's the square shank interior door panel, or door handles rather, and those square shank window cranks and so on and so forth. But it's pretty much all organized, and it's all identified and tagged. Down at the bottom, you've got the housings or the buckets where you, if a person needed and like I say, this is all pretty much rust free. Here's a 59 Bonneville here. Doesn't have a lens or anything, but it's got to need to be cleaned up. But I mean, it's been in here probably 30 years. But these are, you can kind of get an idea what all those are. This is number 3 trailer. We started up with one trailer, went to another open trailer. Yeah, I grew out of that one. I had more and more parts. So we got this enclosed trailer, which is full, completely full. And what we did is, this was where we took the swap meets, and you can see from top floor to ceiling, it's full of these crates. It goes from side to side and all the way back, and it's full. It's got other stuff here just thrown in here that I didn't have any other room for. But you got stuff in the front too. We got you like some 57 Plymouth. We got some other stuff up here, but it's all full of. What do we got up there in the very top? 54 to 56 CAD. So it's kind of a mixture of all kinds of stuff in here. But each one of these, as you can see, these boxes, they're all labeled on the outside, so that when we go to the swap meet, we just take them out and put them in the sections like Chevrolet, Buick, Pontiac, Olds, and we're not, wasting a bunch of time. We just know where they go because they're all labeled. Now over here, you can see we've got here's some 38 LaSalle hood sides with some real nice stainless on them. We got a 55 to 59 Chevy GMC truck. A bunch of garnish in here. As I said, I was strictly into lenses, lamp assemblies, lamp bezels, and housings, but in the year 2005, I started going out in the desert, and there was a lot of old cars out there, and being in the desert, they were rust free, so all the metal was in excellent shape. So rather than leave it there, I got some of it, and I've got stuff jam packed all over. Here's some more stuff back in over here. Here's like a Cadillac hood lip over here, and more garnish. Looks like some 41 Buick. All the interior garnish over there. What is this? Well, garnish, hood release, rods, and so on and so forth. What do we got over there? I think all that is a lot of your 49 to 50, 254 Chevy sheet metal. That's a 66 Cadillac. No, 68 Cadillac. Okay, that's 68 Cadillac trim there. That's you can see here we're just jam-packed full. And when I had even more stuff, that these are all neatly in there. There's 9 high, it goes all the way to the back. But I even had to then put stuff on the sides because I just ran out of room. So that's the trailer. That's the number 3 trailer. We've started out with one, had to get another, and then this is these are a lot of the jewelry items here. You got emblems, script, and knobs, and you can see what we got, all the different stuff here. All the stuff that, I just ran out of room other places, so I put on this rolling cart, and it's a bunch of stuff here in the front as well. And I kind of got the specialized I got some Cadillac stuff in here, emblems, hood and grill ornaments, 1940-50 Cadillac window cranks, door panel. Anyway, this is a bunch of jewelry, and it's on a rolling shelf, so that way I can pull it back out of the way, and it exposes then the stuff in the back. You tell me when you're ready to move this. You ready? And in the back over there, and that's the back end of the 3rd bay. This is the west wall of the third bay, and up over here you've got some it's like some 61 Plymouths, 59 Dodge. Looks like we got some 69 Roadrunners, 70 Dusters, some more of your 59 or 69 Roadrunners, 63 Plymouth. And then again here we've got a lot of the bagged or boxed stuff. It's all been clean tagged, and there's been sitting out here now. But that's 55 Plymouth. There's some 61 and 62 Plymouth, 63 Plymouth. There's just some radios that I ended up picking up. Now we took a picture of the front side of this before, and it's on one of the other videos. But we've got. This is a lot of the stuff I got when I was out in the desert. A lot of the stuff that I couldn't bear to leave out there to get all shot up. But this stuff here's the stuff I got since 2005 when I started going out in the desert. I hope I'm videoing this where you can see what it is. But these boxes are full as well. There's 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s GM truck. 39 and 40 Chevy. Or 39 to 54 Chevy. 37 to 57 Dodge truck. IHC and Diamond T truck. So we got quite a... I guess I need to go a little bit further back on this in order to get everything in. I think I'm getting a little bit too close. We might have to video that other side again because I think I got too close, Greg.
It's all right.
Anyway, there's some more of that. You can see where some of this stuff is. And you can tell by the labels on them that I did on my computer that this is the later stuff. All since the year 2000. Okay. Anyway, up here is your 59 Edsels, your Cougars, various years Cougars. There's some 58, 58 to 59 Thunderbirds. Looks like our Cougars were going to come down on us. Be a hell of a deal. Have a Cougar come down on you, huh? Anyway, back over here we've got some Camaros. Looks like in the 70s Camaros, 58 Plymouths, some 67, 68 Camaros. I guess I'm not very good at doing this video stuff. Here's some 59 to 61 Chrysler stuff. Some 56 Chrysler stuff. I guess I'm getting too close. More Plymouth Camaro stuff. There's some 69 Camaro. Some 66 Belvederes. You can see some of the stuff of the 40s and 50s Chrysler Parks. These are all assemblies here. They're all full, or for the most part full. What's this over here? 64, 65 Barracuda. I don't know if you can see it, it's full. 64, 65 Valiant. '66 Barracuda. 66 Valiant, 66 Plymouth and Dodge. There's a bunch of Cadillac stuff down there on the ground. Complete assemblies. Now here's the Mercury stuff, more Mercury. Looks like those are 59s. 59s or 57s? I'm getting too close. There's some 51s. Later models, there's a station wagon. There's 51s, 53s. There's some 57 Lincolns right there. And 56 Lincoln Parks. 55 and 56 Mercurys. There looks like some 56 Plymouth taillight assemblies. What's in here? 65 Dodge. Oh, yeah, 65 Dodge Dart. 66 Dodge Dart. And then we got all Mopar down here. They're all full. Tagged and bagged. Dusty, but that's what the bags are for. And we kind of get an idea. Then down the road here, there's you have to let Greg get up on the top there. But anyway, these are all full. There's all assemblies there. They're all full. Can you get up over here and there's some Cadillac stuff up there. There's some Eldorado stuff. That's all this stuff right over here. I don't know if you can see this, but here's some 41 Plymouth headlamps, and they have they're up in here, and they've got well, no, they're up over there on the top one. I don't know if you can see them or not, but can you? Oh, okay. And then this is a double row. We got stuff on the back side over here. And so we got we're on the back side of that other row before, and this goes all the way back in over to here. You can see where it goes back in. I can't lift this up out of the way, but here's some hood ornaments, horn rings, Anyway, here, why don't you give me that and I'll kind of. 59 El Camino taillights, horn rings. Camaro. But anyway, you kind of get an idea. I'll look back over, you can see where it goes back into the back, and there's just a... Okay, this is number 2 trailer. I grew out of the first trailer that I started taking the swap meets. I grew out of that one back in the early 80s, and I had this one custom built, and I had it custom built so that way I could do it 3 across with these containers here. And these are the same containers that you saw in the number 3 trailer, or you're going to see in the number 3 trailer, the bigger one. That after I grew out of this one, I had to get the other trailer. But all these, they stack and interlock, and the other trailer's full of them. But it makes it to where you can just lift out the box, set it on the ground, and you don't have to unload or unpack the box. So there's some stuff here. These boxes here, I'm not going to go through the trouble of opening up the lids, but these here you can see in. You can see some of the old parts in there, but they're all full. And I said, this is a trailer that got additional stuff in it. I don't really take the big trailer anymore because I don't have any help, so I take this one occasionally to the swap meet, and stuff in there. Pick up over the top of this rig. Here's some trim for a 67 to 72 Chevy pickup truck. Pretty popular items. Anyway, the whole thing is full of auto parts, and that can give you an idea. Okay. Yeah, we're starting over here on the west side of the property, and in here, this is a whole collection for a 20-year collection of stainless steel. It's all identified as to what car came off of and where on the car it came off of, and it goes with the Mopar, Ford, and General Motors. General Motors being the most. There's another grill shelf for a GMC. Here's a 57. Well, here's a 57 Plymouth driver's side door. It's complete except for the door panel. Here's a 51, 52 Plymouth right here, grill, lower or upper grill bar. This here is like a 69 satellite grill with the headlight bezels. Just tons of, there's a 40 Chevy grill. This grill is I don't know what it is, I'll have to look later. Here is, looks like the grill, the center grill for that 51 Plymouth. Yep, 51, 52 Plymouth grill. You can see it there. More of the window garnishes. This one happens to be a 46 to 48 Buick convertible. Actually a convertible, that's pretty rare. The windshield garnish. There's a 54 Chrysler hardtop. Top of the left trim. There's a bumper for a Corvair, 63 Corvair. 1940 Ford left side running board with the brackets. This is a 63 Corvair. The hood, the rear hood bonnet. There's some, here's some 52 Studebaker Starlight garnish down here. Oh, let's see what these are. Well, 41 Plymouth doors. And there's the right side door for that 48 to 50 Dodge truck. The hell is this? Oh, here's a perfect left side quarter panel for a 52 Studebaker Lark. It's got the stainless on it, and it's a two-door though. There's some other sheet metal parts back there for Dodges, Chevys. I've got some El Camino doors back there as well. Up against that shed there's four 12-inch diameter PVC pipes. You can see them over there. They've got 5-gallon buckets over them so the water doesn't get in it. Those are filled with trim items, stainless steel and pot metal trim items from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Here at the east shed, we've got a bunch of stuff behind the house, between the shed and the house. A lot of that's 41 Plymouth, 48 Plymouth, 47 Plymouth. Got some 50 Lincoln stuff. Here's some rear window garnish. Let's see what this is. This is a 36 Dodge rear window garnish. Some other 36 Dodge quarter window. This one here, the 41 Plymouth windshield between the east shed and the fence. We've got another load of stuff over here. We got that big item there is a 54 Chrysler front splash pan. We've got some Chevy, a bunch of old Chevy parts here. We got a 41 Buick, front valance, the rear valance for the 41 Buick. We've got some, here's a 49 Hudson. Here's a bunch of stuff for 49 Hudson. That spare tire cover that I was telling you about for that 55 and 56 Ford station wagon. A nice grill. I don't know if you can see that. It's a nice grill, complete grill for a 54 Chrysler, I think it was a Windsor or New Yorker. Here's the north side of the east shed, and there's some more of the rare parts. The only thing it's not is that General Motors hood or grill. But anyway, here's a 42 Plymouth deck lid, complete with the glass lens in it, and that's a real rare piece. There's some 41 Plymouth fenders and other stuff, and here's one of those dual bar bumpers, front bumper. And okay, here we are in the back of the shop. It's a covered area where we've got some sheet metal parts from the desert. Here's a 53 Jaguar. It looks like a right fender. We've got an old steering columns, Chevy truck parts. Over here we've got a 67 Chevrolet tailgate, some 55, 56 Chevy doors. It's like a 40 Chevy dash over here with some steering columns. I think, not sure what this one is. This one here. That's a 50 Ford. A 41 Chevy dash. 35 Ford two-door sedan, right window. Oh, here's a 49 Chevy left side engine air duct. So we got some seats. Not sure what those are. 52 Studebaker. Looks like hood bay. 49 Chevy. There's some of the air ducting underneath the engine compartment. A 47 Studebaker hood in nice condition, nice solid condition. The deck lid's over there. Got several of these 41 to 46 GM truck dashes or steel dashes. 48 to 50 Dodge truck right side or left side door. Here's two 39 Chevy or GMC doors. 47 to 54 GM truck seat. 49 Chevy car rear valance. 41 Buick deck lid. Looks like some later model Chevy truck, maybe in 70s. Doors. Like a 65 Cadillac. Well, we got 65 Cadillac steering column. Here's a 39 Plymouth dash. Another 41 to 46 Chevy. Here's a 41 Plymouth. Well, that's a 39 Plymouth dash. Here's a 41 Plymouth dash. Two more 41 to 46 Chevy trucks dashes. Here's two rear doors for a 59 Pontiac Bonneville. Here's two 39 Chevy front fenders. Another 39 or 30. Oh, it's 38 to 37, 38 GMC or Chevy truck door. 52 Chevy bumper. Here's 41 Plymouth fenders, right and left. Here's the whole front suspension for that 41 Plymouth with the steering column. 5960 Anglia hood. Here's a 51 Ford steel dash. Here's a complete front end and a rear end for that 41 Plymouth. And there's a, let me get out of your way, there's a 30s front solid axle for a GM 6-lug. I think there was a 50 Ford dash someplace over here too. There's a 37 Chevy grill shell. Kind of a messed up grill, but the shell's in good shape. These are hood sides for a 48 Bentley, and the hood for the 48 Bentley is down the way a little bit. We'll go to it here in a little bit. We've got 37, 38 Dodge radiator shell with the core support. Right here we have more of the 36 truck parts. I'll have to look back there and see what it is. Here's some running boards for a GM truck. It's like a 49 or that's a 49 Chevy grill with a 41 Buick down here steel dash. Oh, looks like a grill shell for a Chevy 60s, 60 to 66 Chevy truck. There's another 37 grill shell for a Dodge. '36 to '38 GM truck. Another door. There's a 48 Bentley hood. There's a 52 Studebaker grill. '53 Ford truck parts over there that go along with this. more parts back there, but I'm not going to dig them out. There's a it's like a 41 to 46 Chevy truck, pickup truck, or a hood. It comes in two pieces. I think 36 Ford Victoria running boards. I think it's a 36 Ford Victoria. But all solid desert parts, no rust. This multi-page list and shows all the stuff that's over here. So there's a bunch of stuff we forgot, but that's okay. You kind of get the idea of looking at all this stuff what we got. All right, we'll go upstairs. Okay, we're up here in the north upstairs room. Over here we've got all four of the doors for a 37 Buick four-door slantback. And we got some miscellaneous parts down there we're not going to go through. We got a folding hood for a 30s or 40s truck back there, that red one. Back over here we've got a grill shell with the ornament still on it for a 37 International truck. A grill shell pretty well beat up, but it's a 37 grams, so it's a real rare car. So if somebody needs it, I mean, there it is. It got some trim on it. That bumper, I don't know what it fits. I picked it up with a bunch of old 34 Oldsmobile parts, so I don't know what it is. There's an old gas pump frame there with some parts on it, but we'll go to the next room now. The next room is the south room in the upstairs. And this one maybe a little bit more difficult to kind of... Over here we've got all these parts. Most of the stuff, in fact all the stuff that I've got came from the desert, the dry desert, so there's no rust. What I did though is to make it so it wasn't like this. Up until the very last trip I made out the desert, I would sand it all down and paint it. So you can see some of that stuff over there. Everything is painted over there. I did it so that way when I go up against it, I'm not going to get rust all over me. It's going to be rust, the dust of rust, but it's all solid. Whatever rust is just surface rust. So I'm going to have to take. But anyway, over here we've got. Here's a 37 Chevy. Looks like a left-hand running board. There's some other running boards back in over here. There's for a. I can't read what it says, but there's some running boards. It's a 55 Cadillac. It's the front core support. The braces from back to side to side. The hood supports. The fan shroud. And let's see if I can pull one. Looks like there's three different ones in there. Okay, there we go. We got a 41 Dodge left and right hand side running board. This one here. Well, I don't have it marked, so I don't know what it is. I have to look and do some research. Oh, there's some more running boards back there too, and some other stuff. Up over here is a grill for an 87 El Camino or Chevelle. And here is the nose, front nose for that. Oops, for that El Camino. We can flip this back. We can walk through. There's a couple of rims, steel rims for a 30s GM. There's the two front doors for a 60 Volvo two-door. With a 50 Chevy. Anyway, here's some more. Here's some 47 GM. Looks like running boards. There's a 37 to 39 International left side running board. I'm sure I've got the other side there too. Up there is a window frame for a 41 to 46 GM truck, Chevy or GMC. There's a 5960 Volvo 544 rear window. This window here, this windshield is a 37. That's from that 37 International, and I've got also the rollout, the double rollout window tilt out mechanism for it. There's more stuff down here. Here's some late 40s Diamond T headlights down here. They got this more 60 Volvo rims. The dash frame for a 65 Cadillac. Got a bunch of 65 Cadillac parts. Over in here, we got some miscellaneous parts. We've got some 54 Chrysler parts. We've got some 52 Studebaker parts in here. There's a grill for a 47 to 54 GMC truck. Looks like a hood hinge for a 52 Studebaker. A bunch of stuff. There was a Studebaker 52 Studebaker Starlight Coupe out in the desert, which I got all kinds of parts for, and I took everything I could off of it. There's a bunch of it right there. Here's some. Here's a heater, under dash heater. There's some more parts for. There's some international parts up there. This is 37 to 39 international carburetors. Oh, here we go. 57 Dodge truck vent window. Looks like some GM inner fenders up there. I'll have to look and see what they are. We'll go around the other side. Oh, down here below we've got a front bumper for a 68 Cadillac and a rear bumper for a 76 Cadillac Eldorado. In fact, here's the doors. I got both of the doors for the Cadillac Eldorado. They're complete. They got everything in them. The windows, the motors, switch, everything's in there. The door panels are probably not there, but everything else is there. Back over here on this table, there's a lot of stuff that's piled on top of each other. This stuff that's hasn't been sanded off yet down here, that's from a 40 Dodge truck. We've got 52 Studebaker parts here. We got a 52 Dodge front balance. We got 37 Buick, all the garnish for it here. 54 Ford stuff. There was a two-door. Here's the front balance for it. More support. This is a rear window frame for a 56 Ford station wagon. It's got the trim with it. It's someplace, and the frame. Also have the spare tire cover for that. Over here we've got the deck lid for that 37 Buick special four-door slantback. And I've got some of the other parts for that. There's a 37 to 39 International. That's that door for that all the international parts. There's some international steel door panels. And as you can see, what I did is before my last trip out in the desert, I would bring this stuff home, sand it down, and then have one of my employees shoot a coat of flat black on it, so that way when you rub up against it, you're not going to get dirty. Oops. Here is a grill shelf for a 58, 59 Chevy Apache or GMC truck. It's all rust-free condition. Here is looks like a 49 or 50 Chevy grill right here. Here are the front and rear bumpers for that 60 Volvo. I don't know why that's there. It's not supposed to be there. There's a bunch of stuff underneath there. Okay, over here, we've got '63 Nova front bumper, the front splash pan. We've got the grill shelf for the 41 to 54 GMC. These are '65 Cadillac inner fenders. Now here's all this stuff. Here's a 60 to 66 GM truck, 4x4 steering gear. Here's 52 Studebaker grill shell, not grill shell, but core support. 60 Volvo steering column, steering wheel, and steering box. Here's the gas tank for that Volvo, and some other stuff. It looks like here's the deck lid or something for that Volvo. Here's some more Chevy, 41, 46 Chevy stuff here. 41 Plymouth fan. Here's another steel dash, and I'm not going to take it out to find out. Oh, it's a 54 Ford steel dash. Here's some more of those garnish pieces, window garnish. Don't know what that is. Here's the chrome that goes in that rear window for the 55, 56 Ford wagon. Over here we have a 50 Chevy two-door left side fender. Here's some fenders for a 37 Chevy. I think I've got maybe these red ones here. There's a 37 Chevy. Here's a right rear. I'm not sure what that is. Here's an interesting item. It's a fender mount. Front fender looks like it's a right-hand side fender mount. I don't know what car it fits, so but it's got looks like a place for the gas to go in, and a fender. These 37 Chevy car running boards. Here's something I found out in the desert as well. All the stuff actually came out in the desert. This is a 39 LaSalle steering column with steering wheel. There's the left and right fenders for that 60 Volvo, and a bunch more stuff down here underneath that tab. You probably can't see, it's probably too dark. But up over here, we've got more of the Volvo parts. Here's the dash. Here's some other miscellaneous parts. We've got a 41 to 54 six-cylinder Plymouth or Dodge oil pan, and the cylinder head is here. Probably see it over there. It's kind of in nice condition. It's painted. It's over in here. See it. There's more Studebaker parts up here. There's a header panel for a 65 Cadillac. Looks like I'm not going to get into that. There's a 52 Studebaker front seat two-door, that Starlight Coupe up there. There's 65 Cadillac parts up here. We've got the dash cluster with speedometer. You can see it. I'm not worried about it. You got the vacuum operated foot brake. You got the ignition switch with the panel and the ashtray. Looks like a 48 Chevy sedan delivery. I don't know what part that was. Part of the cowl. 37 dash, or excuse me, no, that's the glove box for a 37 International. Down here are all the window motors and window regulators for that 65 Cadillac all power window motors. And we've got the tracks for them over here as well. And some of the stuff over there. I'm not going to bend down to look at it. But anyway, there's tons of stuff underneath here that it's pretty much, unless we went piece by piece and took the parts off, which I'm not going to do right now. But I've got, like I said, I've got this list, and it's about an 8-page list of stuff that's up here. So that's about it for in here.